Production of Apple's 12.9-inch iPad is reportedly being delayed. It was expected to be released in the first quarter of this year, but now reports say it'll actually come out sometime in the second half. Joining us now is Amit Daryanani, research analyst at RBC Capital Markets. He covers, among other things, Apple and just about every other hardware device thing that you can think of in technology. Amit, welcome. What do you think is behind the delay here? Apple not going to have that larger iPad until the later part of this year.
Yeah, so from our understanding, the delay is really around the panel supply. Seems like it's extremely difficult to manufacture panels at the 12.9, 13-inch scale. That seems to be the manufacturing-centric delay that these guys are having right now. Yeah, as a reminder, this product was supposed to be out back in November, actually, when the iPads were refreshed. And at that point, they hit some delay in manufacturing snags as well. So it seems like it's a continuation of those issues. We think it's primarily around panels that's leading to the delay right now.
All right, Amit. Apple has had delays in the past. I mean, they never were that big. Just sometimes they get pushed back a little bit more. The watch is one of those things I think of that comes right to mind. How much do you think this delay for the larger iPad and the iPad screens is going to actually hurt Apple?
You know, at least for the next couple of quarters, probably the next few years, as goes iPhone, so goes Apple stock. So I don't think this really hurts Apple that much as a stock. Eventually, you do need a larger iPad to jumpstart or revive the iPad product line for them. So, in a way, I would argue this is almost a better thing because iPhone still has a lot of momentum, a lot of steam ahead of it. As that starts to ease up a little bit towards the end of this year and the back half of this year, if you may, it would be optimal for the iPad to come out at that point. So, from a timing cadence perspective, it actually wouldn't be such a bad idea for them to have the iPad out in the back half of the year.
All right, so I've got myself an iPad that's still the second generation one, so I'm already due. I've already run out of memory on my original one, so I'm probably part of that cycle. But who do you think is really clamoring for any hypothetical 12.9-inch iPad the most? Is it average consumers and users like me, or is it more on the business or enterprise side of things?
We think the big deployment for the iPad, the largest screen at least, will be enterprises, right? It's still mobile, but it's large enough for you to pull up an Excel sheet and do some work on it. So I do think office deployment, enterprise deployments will be paramount for the larger iPad. That's where the demand's coming from. The second would be just industry-specific deployments, right? So Apple and IBM have a much publicized partnership for enterprise deployments. I think a larger iPad could fit very well into certain niche industrial applications that these guys are going to target.
All right, so it's all about demand on both sides, the consumer and possibly more of a demand for that larger iPad screen from the likes of business. Amit Daryanani, thank you so much for joining us. That's Amit Daryanani from RBC Capital Markets. He covers Apple and other tech hardware companies. And thanks for watching TechBet. I'm Dominic Chu. Have a great day.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Dowdy from CNBC. Thank you so much for checking out our channel. You can subscribe by clicking right here to check out the latest Mad Money CEO interviews, market news, financial advice, and product unboxing. Enjoy!